CO2 Tolerance Training. Everything you need to know in 2 minutes, coming up. What's up, Gert from GertLeroy.com with Master Freediving. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm a freediving instructor, I dive from breath holds. This channel is all about helping you master freediving, including tutorials, stories and the latest news from the freediving community. And today, the first episode of a new series called 2-Minute Crash Course. We're gonna talk about CO2 tolerance training, so if you're new here, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Alright guys, 2 minutes, let's get started. So CO2 tolerance training, why do we need it in freediving? The longer you hold your breath, the more your levels of carbon dioxide, CO2, will increase. So this might at a certain moment start feeling a bit uncomfortable, and that is what we call the typical urge to breathe. Now the more comfortable you become with CO2, the less you feel this urge to breathe, and the longer you can dive, the better you will feel, and overall the better you will be a freediver. So how do we train for a better tolerance against CO2? We do this by diving repetitively, so more than one dive. So let's say 3, 4, 5 or even more dives with a certain time interval in between. Now that time interval in between doesn't have to be fixed. I mean, more advanced divers, they can do something that we call tables, and then you're really going to measure the time in between your dives. But for a beginner, you just have to know that repetitive dives in one session, they will increase your CO2 tolerance. If you wait too long between two dives, then your system will have flushed out all the CO2, and then basically on your second dive you will start with normal CO2 levels again. That is not really how we do CO2 tolerance training. The idea is that your rest in between dives is a bit shorter than what you need to completely flush out the CO2. In other words, you will start your second and your third and your fourth dive with already slightly elevated levels of CO2. Now for deep diving, CO2 tolerance training is mostly done in the pool. It is very important for deep diving as you become a better diver. So how are we going to do this in the pool? Let's say you're gonna swim by fins 25 meters, because the pool is 25 meters, and then you're gonna rest a certain time interval. Let's assume, just for easy calculation, you need 30 seconds to complete the 25 meters. So your speed will be a little slower than 1 meter per second. So 30 seconds to complete the lap, and then you rest another 30 seconds before you start your second lap. So that is a total time interval of 1 minute. So you start at 0 minutes, of course. You look at your watch, 25 meters in 30 seconds. Then you rest another 30 seconds and your clock will say 1 minute. At 1 minute, you're gonna start again. It takes you another 30 seconds to get here, another 30 seconds to rest. The clock says 2 minutes, you start again. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. That is one example of a table. Now, if this would be too difficult, then instead of 1 minute start interval, you can take 1 minute 30 or 1 minute 20 or 1 minute 15 or 10. It doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter. What matters is that you find something that suits you, something that you can accomplish. Let's say you want to do 10 laps with a certain rest interval. If 1 minute start is too fast for you, if you cannot complete those 10 laps, then the table is too hard for you. If those 10 laps are very easy, then it might be too long for you, too easy. So you have to do this a couple of times and figure out for yourself, okay, what's my level at this moment? What can I do? What can I accomplish? And then stick to that number. Maybe that is 1 minute and 15 seconds. After a couple of times that you do this 1 minute and 15 seconds start time will get easy, because the more you train, the better you get. So then you might decrease that start interval, maybe start 1:10 or 1:05. And as you get better, maybe 1 minute. That's it guys, so if you have any questions about CO2 tolerance training, let me know in the comments. And if you want to know more about mastering freediving, then hit the round subscribe button here. And here I have the full playlist of the 2-minute crash course. So go ahead and click on that. That's it guys, see you next time. Peace.